Student page 107. Comparing equations with one variable to those with more than one variable. All right? Our problem is here is that we've got an x on both sides of the equation, and we're going to solve for x. And the same is true over here. We see x on both sides. Now, honestly, when I look at this, I think that the left-hand side might be easier than the right-hand side. But I also think that I could use it for a strategy. So if I look at this guy, I think I'm going to add 5x. I like keeping my x's positive. So 3x plus 5x plus 4 equals 6 minus 5x plus 5x. I've got a zero pair. I like that zero pair. It's good. Now, if I think about it, I want to try to think of the same strategy. So over here, I added 5x. So over here, the cx is in the same place. So I'm going to go ahead and follow what I did. I'm going to add cx to both sides. And I get d minus cx plus cx. There's my zero pair. And now I have an interesting situation. Over here, 3x plus 5x. That's 8x plus 4 equals 6. That's not so hard. But over here, I have a little bit different of a situation. But what I did was, really, if you think about it, I said 3 plus 5 is 8. The problem is that I have x's, but a plus c is the same as my 3 plus 5. And then I've got my b and equals d. All right, I've got the x alone. I've got the x out anyway. It's in one place. So over here, I would do the next step I would take would be to subtract 4. 8x plus 4 minus 4 equals 6 minus 4. So if I think about that, I would subtract b from both sides over here, right? So we have x times a plus c equals d minus b. Sort of the same, sort of not. Really complicated because we have letters and not numbers. This comes out super nice. 8x equals 2. So nice and clean. I can't clean this up any. To work on this side here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide by 8. And x is going to equal 1/4, 2 over 8. Now, I can't do that, but I can divide by what x is being multiplied by, which is a plus c. And that's what I'm going to do, a plus c. And that gives me x equals, and here it is, d minus b over a plus c. If I knew what d, b, and ac were, I could come up with an answer. And actually, really, technically, I do know what they are. If I were to use this guy, I would know that a is 3, b is 4, c is negative 5. Well, actually, c is 5, and d is 6. I hope this works. So we'd say 6x equals 6 minus 4 over 3 plus 5. Aha, that's a plus, sort of. And what we get is we get x equals 2 over 8, and we recognize that, and I'm glad I did this because this is really not over 8. This is 1 over 4. I'll box that one in, that's right. Ooh, it's a good thing I double-checked my work. X equals 1/4. Check. Nice. These two aren't nearly as nice. These are fractions, but we've got to figure out a way to get out around that. And if I think about it, 5 times 7 is 35. So if I were to multiply everything by 35, 2x over 5 times 35 plus x over 7 times 35 equals 3 times 35. I get something I can work with. Let me go and switch colors here. 5 goes into 35 7 times. 2x times 7 plus, and 7 goes into 35 5 times. 5x equals 105. We have 14x plus 5x equals 105. 19x equals 105. And I'm going to have to divide by 19, and I'm not feeling very happy about this because I know 19 doesn't go into 105. And knowing that also kind of gives me permission to relax. Since 19 doesn't go in there evenly in any fashion, I can stop. All right, so we started by finding a common denominator. In this case, our denominators are b times d, which doesn't get any better than bd. So let's go ahead. Ax over b times bd plus cx over d times bd. Make sure these look like timeses. Equals e times bd. All right, so I'm looking for my ones. B over b is 1. A, D, X. I like to go alphabetically. Might be silly, but most of us do that. There's another one. B, C, X. And then we get B, D, E. All right, I'm still solving for X, so X is common in these two places. I'm going to pull it forward. X, and once X is moved out, I'm going to write what I see left over. Let me show you. I highlight this. What's left over is the AD plus BC. AD plus BC equals BDE. And I'm going to divide by AD plus BC. Super, super messy. I have faith, though, that if I were to multiply this all up, we would get the answer. Here's a 1, a gigantic 1. Isn't that nice to see that gone? X equals BDE over the quantity AD plus BC. Ta-da! Done.